We have no idea what we're doing from day to day, what bills are getting paid, what bills are not getting paid.
We're very, very overwhelmed with debt right now.
I lose sleep all the time.
Sometimes we don't have money for food, so we'll go grocery shopping, we'll put it on the credit card.
Now I'm in the situation where I feel like I'm trapped.
We are right now living from my wife's overdraft.
If we don't get help, I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose the house.
Money, 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 money.
I'm a manager for a communications company.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing, right?
We have a 3-year-old daughter, Rayanne.
I live with my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law.
Right now, I earn about $42,000, $43,000 a year. With him, I'd say it's significantly less.
About $1,800 to $2,000 a month.
It's like he'll work a couple months here, a couple months there.
We separated there for a bit. I wasn't really contributing, I wasn't working at the time.
I think everybody relies on me to a point. So if I fail for everybody.
She's the one that worries the most when it comes to the debt and stuff. She worries more than I do.
I don't think Kevin's worried at all about the future. He's taking it like, okay, whatever happens, we'll just deal with it. I'd say I'm probably in debt around $20,000 to $25,000 in credit card bills. I really want Gail to help us with our finances because I think we're way over our head.
This month, I'll help this couple move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now I'm making house calls. There's no single reason for this couple's debt. Kevin's erratic employment has left Roz struggling to carry the load. They're relying on credit cards to put food on the table, and it's a big table living with an extended family. So I'm here to help them get back on track.
If you don't mind, the very first thing I'd like to do is just dump my bag, have a tour around. Would that be okay?
Sure, definitely.
Excellent. You know, you have a nice home.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's all kid-focused.
There's always somebody to watch Rayanne or to be with Rayanne.
Family is so important. Big deal, right?
In my wife's culture, when the parents get old, the kids take care of them.
Clothes with tags.
I do have a lot of clothing. I have a lot of clothing that's completely unnecessary, I think, at times.
They have a lot of stuff.
I would spend about $100 a month in toys for Rayanne. We spent almost $2,000 on a 2-year-old's birthday party.
Is this part of the birthday bash?
That was...
Yeah, that was the $500 birthday gift for her second birthday.
Oh my God!
Well, that little tour explains a lot about their spending. I've also reviewed their interview tapes and 6 months of their finances, so I know where they're going wrong.
I see this love of the family, but I also see that there's a fair amount of strain from your clear desire to hold the reins.
Sometimes I'm overwhelmed by it. All of the finances, all of the budgets, everything are me.
When I look at your financial stuff, I see things that really concern me. You're actually increasing your debt all the time by buying stuff. And you have no means of repaying the debt you do have.
Even though they're both overspending, Rosyln is the one carrying the financial burden in this household.
The first thing I saw was that you're paying about $19.97 a month to keep the roof over your head. And that represents about 60% of your income. That's what's crunching you in terms of your cash flow.
Right.
Okay? It's huge. We also have a record of how you've been spending. You're spending $494 a month on clothes. That's a lot of money to be spending on clothes every month. Another $165 in a discount department store. $74 a month on toys. That's actually in a toy store. $97 a month online. The evil computer is shopping for you. You're also spending about $281 a month on stuff. Now, these are all the different stores you've gone to that I haven't plugged into one particular category. It's just a variety of stores. And you're spending $476 in cash, which we can't track at all. And, as if that's not bad enough, you have $23,576 in existing debt. But based on the balances that you could carry on these cards, you could have over $65,000 in debt like that. No, you should be scared silly. You know, one of the things I can't figure out is how you got so much credit. Like, who do you know? Seriously. I assume we don't want to keep doing this?
I could stop using them.
You could.
I could. It's you.
I don't have a problem with using them. You have them,
when
so
I
how
hand
do I
them to
use
you.
them?
You use
know?
them too.
I have one credit card. My wife has, I don't know, one time she had about 10 or 20 of them.
When you did your budget for me, when you did up the numbers, you thought you were spending about $4,400 every month. But I have news for you. You were actually spending over $6,000 a month, which is 180% of your income. You keep moving forward with this shortfall every single month, and in 5 years, you'll be $500,000 in debt.
That's nuts.
So nuts that you're prepared to put it away?
Yes.
Of course.
Because moving forward, I need a commitment from you. I need you to promise me that you're going to do what I ask you to do, or at least give me permission to slap you.
Yes, I can do it.
No,
When
not
you
you can
need-
do it. You promise me you will do it.
I will do it. I will do it.
And you?
Promise, I'll do it.
The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn to live on cash.
Okay.
And I'm also going to give you a series of challenges to do. You meet my expectations, I'll give you $5,000. If you fail, I'll take money away.
Okay.
Okay? The very next thing you have to do is get me your credit cards and your debit cards. I want them all. Go get them.
Go get him.
Kevin wants a cure, but can he stand the remedy? Don't look at me like that sideways glance that says you hate my guts.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Rosyln and Kevin have racked up $24,000 in credit card debt, and they're getting deeper in the hole every day. You're actually spending 180% of your income. You should be scared silly. This couple has a bad case of consumeritis.
This I've never worn. This I've never worn. This. We spent almost $2,000 on a 2-year-old's birthday party.
And they're struggling to make ends meet within an extended family household.
It's mainly myself carrying the family.
To get out of this mess, they'll live by my rules. For the next month, this couple will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars. No changes, no money. Hey, spread them out here, babe. Let's see the damage you're doing. They're like a deck. I have a present for you. Chop them up. Go. Come on. We don't have all day. Kiss this last piece of plastic goodbye.
Oh, that's yours.
Bye.
Rest in peace.
Fixed costs aside, the cash they'll have left to live on is going to come as a rude awakening. Roz has been using her credit cards as a security blanket, and that's about to come to a screeching halt. In essence, I am cutting your variable expenses by 69%. So while before you were living on $3,500 a month, now you're going to be living on $1,100 a month, approximately. And that's a weekly budget of $278. You're going to be working on the jar system. We're going to put cash in jars within certain categories, and you're going to use the budget binder. Everything you spend goes in the budget binder. There's a note made. When you're living on cash, you have to do the detail, otherwise it'll just leak right out of your fingers. Okay?
Okay.
Within each of these 4 categories, food, transportation, clothing, and entertainment, you're going to have to divvy up your $278 into your 4 jars to make it last, so you get to the end of the week before you get to the end of the money. I know this is going to be tight, which brings me to my first challenge. Based on this budget and the fact that you are spending 60% of your income on housing costs, you have to find a way to get all the members of this family to contribute. Now, I know members of this family will contribute. My point is, you don't have a system that clearly delineates who's paying for what when, and so you're flying by the seat of your pants. Your family has to chip in $800 to alleviate this pain. The money goes into a single joint account to pay for the family expenses. After you've done your contribution to the family account, whatever's left over is your money.
My family knows about our financial situation. However, I don't think that they understand how much debt we're actually in. One of our things to do is to call a family meeting together so we can figure out our budget. We're $800 short. We can say that you'll give us $700 and Rosie can contribute $200.
Okay.
Okay, and that makes 9, so what's the extra $100 for?
The other 100 we'll use and we'll like put it aside just in case one month was short. So
Yeah.
we open another account. It's
Okay,
a house
that sounds-
account.
yeah.
We'll put it into that account and then
Okay.
pay all the bills out of that for the house.
Sounds reasonable to me. I don't mind
Is that
that.
good? And then we'll put it in on the 30th of every month.
Okay.
And hopefully it will solve
that
the
way-
problem.
Right.
Okay.
How was your challenge?
The family meeting actually went pretty smoothly.
Did you get the $800 you needed?
Yes, we got 9 actually.
Okay, and so what was your plan for that extra $100?
To keep it in the house account just in case we run into an emergency, start
Yes.
an emergency fund, savings fund, and
Yes.
just hang on to it.
Wonderful. So like I'm rubbing off on you
Well,
big time?
yeah.
Good.
The hardest thing for myself was the budget, to keep track of what
Yes.
I was doing.
There's only one thing that I needed to go over with you. This is your food expenditure for the week. The thing that is most noticeable about it is how much food there isn't on it.
Yeah.
There's coffee, there's cigarettes, more coffee, 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 more coffee, coffee, coffee. There's chocolate, there's pop. In fact, out of $103.73, you managed to spend just under $31 on groceries. Okay.
At the time.
Didn't have the time to grocery shop?
I didn't have the time to grocery shop. If I don't do it, it
Doesn't get done.
done.
Okay, but
And
you know
so-
what? There are 5 people living in this
I know.
house. Make a list and send them out to get it.
Yeah.
And if you are always at the last minute having to shell out money for stuff because you can't plan, that's part of the problem. This is more expensive, and it shows in all these takeouts
Yeah.
that you've done, okay? There are 4 takeouts.
That's not too bad on takeout, considering...
People, you can't afford takeout.
Yeah.
You have to suck it up and eat at-home food. Kevin should be as picky about his finances as he is about what he eats for lunch.
Cold lunches kind of get,
Well, see, I know what his problem is with the lunch. It's not the making lunch. He likes a hot lunch. He's working
I'd
hard.
rather eat nothing.
Okay, he's working hard, he's lifting, but you know what? You can do it, just buy yourself a thermos. Don't look at me like that sideways glance that says you hate my guts and you wish I'd just dry up and blow away.
I do not.
This is about, we have X number of dollars, we can only spend X number of dollars. Here's the reality check. If you spend $10 a day on coffee and lunch, that's $2,500 a year down the toilet. This week's challenge is really easy. You are going to sit down with that budget now and you're going to reincorporate the $900 you just got. And I will send along a worksheet for you to use that shows the budget that I gave you with an empty column beside it.
Okay.
So that's exactly what you'll do. Coming up, their homework needs some correcting. You people don't seem to think you need to save anything.
Money, 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 money.
Rosyln and Kevin are living on credit, but they have no way of paying it back. In 5 years, you'll be $500,000 in debt. Ros has a steady job in management, but Kevin is a general laborer whose work is inconsistent.
It's like he'll work a couple months here, a couple months there.
I've put them on a strict cash budget and cut out 2/3 of their spending. They've already managed to get their extended family to contribute regularly to the cost of running the house. Now that everyone is pitching in, I've asked Ros and Kevin to create a new budget they can both agree on.
If they can complete my challenges successfully, I'll give them up to $5,000.
Here, you want to calculate? You want to write?
What do you want me to write?
We go through here, because these are all necessities. We minus it from the total. You can knock your transportation down to 100. Add 20 bucks for bank fees, because of that new account, too. Yeah.
Clothing.
Here we say 50 to be on the safe side. Here, we say 75.
75 on the electricity.
Yeah.
To help them deal with the stress of their finances, I suggested they take some time out for themselves, without spending any money, of course. They just need a lovely winter walk to discuss things in a calm and mature manner. There are times when I feel like a school teacher grading homework. Where is my red pen? So I have gone through the budget, and you guys did a reasonable job. What you did, however, was for the sake of making everything fit, you eliminated a whole bunch of categories that really have to be addressed. I do think you're going to need more than $50 a month for clothes. Rayanne is growing. Okay. You had nothing in for car repairs. Medical and dental, you have nothing. So
Okay.
put away $50 a month for medical and dental.
Okay.
You need an emergency fund. And you people don't seem to think you need to save anything.
No, I do. I was just hoping to pay off the debt before I start saving.
Okay, what I'm trying to avoid is pushing you back to those cards.
Right.
You accumulate it, and then when something goes wrong that costs $450, you have a sum of money that you can call on.
Right.
Okay? So when I add in the amounts that I have put in here to make your budget realistic, you have $256 a month left over, which is pretty good. The extra $900 a month from their family went a long way to helping them meet a more realistic household budget. The $250 left over is going to be an important part of their next challenge. You have about $27,000 in debt. Nowhere in your budget have we made allowance for debt repayment. You're going to go out and find another $250 to boost that $250 you already have, and make sure that you have the $500 a month you need to retire that debt within 5 years, okay? There's one tough question left to be answered. Do you have a sense that he's pulling his weight? Roz and Kevin have been living well beyond their means, spending $2,600 a month more than they make.
Sometimes we don't have money for food, so we'll go grocery shop and we'll put it on the credit card.
Over the past month, I've given them some challenges to get their finances back on track. The rules: live on cash, learn to budget properly, and stop wasting money.
It was a reality check to have somebody else come in and tell you that most of the money that you're spending is on just stuff.
If they live by my plan, I'll give them up to $5,000. Their last challenge is to find an extra $250 a month to tackle their debt. With Roslyn already carrying most of the financial burden, they agreed it's time for Kevin to step up and bring home some cash.
I'm looking for part-time work in security. I've done that kind of work before, so it's not a problem. I'll find another job doing that part-time.
Hi, I'm calling about the job for security.
How did the challenge go last week?
Well, it was you, so.
Cough it up, Sport.
The extra $250?
Oh yeah. I went for a job interview and pretty much got it. So yeah, that's some extra money to come in every month.
Okay. How are you feeling about all of this now? Because when I got here, you were carrying a fairly heavy weight. So tell me how you're feeling now.
I feel a little bit more relieved.
Do you have a sense that he's pulling his weight?
Yes.
Okay, so both of you feel better about all of this?
Yes. I don't feel like I'm carrying all of it now.
Okay, I'm glad to hear you say that. When I got here, you guys were spending $2,600 a month more than you made. So I'm very happy to say that I think you have done a job that needed to be done and that you are moving in a positive direction.
This month, Roz and Kevin learned to properly budget for an extended family household. They've curbed their emotional spending, and now they know that if they want to maintain their lifestyle, they'll need to make more money.
I realized that I spend a lot of money on things that are unnecessary, and I do it mostly when I'm frustrated. that it's sort of a Band-Aid for me. So I think I learned to curb that.
So, I have a check for $4,000. Now, as you know, I'm the one who decides how much you end up getting. And part of the reasons why you're getting $4,000 is that I wanted to see a little bit more in terms of a commitment from Kevin to make more money, a career change, a sense of what you were going to do differently. That was what I was looking for a little bit more of.
She didn't think Kevin was as focused as he could be on wanting to help me carry the burden in the future. With that being explained, I understood the reason for the decision.
But I have something else for you as well. Okay. I have dinner and hotel room overlooking Niagara Falls, so you can have a romantic evening with all the trimmings. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that things will get better for me. The whole burden of the debt and everything is kind of lifted off the shoulders a bit, so.
The entire process worked out pretty well.
Listen, I wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Can't stand the kissy, eh?